Welcome to the channel. This one's just sort of a chat that I had with a friend. I took some B-roll and just sort of threw it in on top to try and match the dialogue. It's a new sort of style that I'm playing around with. If I do it again, maybe it'll have a little bit more vision to it. But in any case, you can watch it or you can just sort of listen along while you do some chores or whatever. Let me know what you think. Enjoy.
Me personally, 'cause I became a bit of a goal scorer at my home club. I just missed getting together with my fucking team, prepping like I was player coach as well, scoring some goals, winning, losing, drawing, and then beers, and then just have like a couple of beers at teas, and then just be like, right, who's coming into town? And I'd be like, does anyone want to drop their kit off in my car? And I'll leave my car in town because I live quite centrally. They'd just leave their kit in the back of my car in my Mini, and we'd just go into town and just have like drinks. Like we'd go to the games bar. I just fucking miss that. Waking up on a Sunday morning thinking, right, okay, I've got to do a bit of a drive around to drop people's kit back off to them.
It's the whole like community,
Yeah.
I don't know, just like social camaraderie, like you're
miss-
doing this thing together, you're
Yeah.
like fighting to win the
committed
game.
cause, but like where you're playing
committed
week in,
cause,
yeah.
and then the social after it, and it's
Fucking
just
miss
nothing
it.
like it.
And it's like with my team that I like player coached, like we had some juniors in there, so we'd get them involved at teas. We do like mid-season or end of season curry. They'd come along and we'd go to a bring your own beer kind of like curry house, and so they'd bring their parents would let them come in.
Bring your own beer curry house.
Yeah, so some curry houses, and they'll do the same. It's a bit of an English thing. Like they don't serve alcohol, and they just say, "Bring your own drinks if you want." Like you can bring your
Okay.
own. Yeah.
I'm
So
learning
that's-
new things.
So that's where we'd let the juniors, but I would, for me as like a player coach and the one organising it,
Yeah.
I'd have to okay with parents like how much. Like the parents would basically just send me a text being like, "I'm sending with 3 cans of cider. No more for him after that, please."
Oh.
But then I have to sort of like look after myself and make sure that they're not being silly.
Mhm.
So, yeah. And I just fucking miss that. I miss that band of brothers, committed cause, and social. I also miss. I miss the playing as well.
That's a perfect way to put it. Band of brothers, committed cause, social.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And like winning as well, like the performance element, like playing.
Yeah, well that's the cause, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then me personally, I just miss scoring goals.
So Canada has like not a lot of, it's very small, right?
Yeah.
And then if you're a goalkeeper, then again the opportunities are even smaller. So like growing up, it was always like a struggle to find a team to play for,
Yeah.
and like you're like trying to bounce around with different clubs, like, and I was trying to do make the Canada team, because that's where you get the band of brothers with the purpose, right?
Yeah.
So I'm bouncing around to all these teams, like just finding any way to like improve myself so I can get onto a good team. So like even like that's why like it like matters to me, like just to like I'll play for fun for just some like rec league,
Yes.
because you get to be a part of like the band of brothers, like
Yeah.
having a purpose or whatever.
You find that, but then it's also like, I don't know, like when you go to a new club, so like you go into
Yeah.
Leeds, like you're playing maybe like men's threes or what have you.
Decline it. We're having a good
Yeah,
conversation.
Yeah, like you come into like Wakefield and play like men's twos, men's six.
Yeah.
It's like you want to be playing first team.
Yeah.
Ah.
And to be fair,
But, like,
coming in as an outsider, just
Yeah.
it takes time to make
Like you
connections
have to,
like that, right?
Yeah, you almost as a newcomer, you have to sort of like drop down a level, don't
Yeah.
you? To then like build up.
Build
'Cause, like,
up.
if you go straight in, I think like straight in at the top.
Even just the
there's an issue.
social aspect of it, like for example, like my club in Canada, I've known those guys for like 10 15 years, and like it's just not the same as coming in and like meeting people for like 6 months a season,
Yes. Yeah.
to be fair. But
It's really hard to find that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
like it's difficult. Like that team that I was player coaching in the men's ones at Northampton. Like I'd known those guys for practically my entire hockey career.
Yeah.
Like they'd known the past like 10 years of like Jack.
Mhm.
They'd seen me go from like a teenager to then being
how you've
Oh,
changed
coach,
and how
yeah.
you've grown.
Yeah, so they know me, I understand them, and I know like where we just like know each other. But then you come somewhere new, and then you've got to do all of that social element, and then getting to like know them. Yeah, full whack.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like in my experience, it's like, because there's such a small number of players, like you end up playing with the same guys for like years and years.
yeah.
And like some of my closest friends, like we all ended up at the same club, and like I didn't always get on with them because like a couple of them are a couple years younger, or older rather. Sorry. So I was always like just like the shit disturber kid,
Yes.
little kid from a couple of years down.
Yeah.
And I had an older brother that was with those guys. So I was like the shit disturber little brother, and then like you could see like how like as we like kind of grew together, but like it kind of changed and we all matured, and like now we're like we have this like tight bond.
Yeah.
And it's like how hockey brought us together, like
Yes, that dynamic
changed over time as we grew, and like without sport as the arbiter of that, like
Yeah.
there's no way we would have like, because we were forced to be together for several years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it's cool how like your opinions of people or your relationships can change over time. Even people that you never thought you'd be close with, like
That's the thing.
suddenly yeah.
Well, because like I don't know, my Becca's always been like, sometimes like I've moaned about people, and Becca's been like, oh, do you even like these people? And it's like, yeah, like they're my teammates, and like, and I'll stand by them. But it's like interesting because like, would you be friends with those people if hockey wasn't the common element?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And then on the flip side of that, it allows you to meet people that you would otherwise not potentially talk to.
And that's where like I think you just grow so much like socially in like club contexts, in my opinion. Like you see it with kids at school that play just school hockey and think it's the bee's knees, and then go to clubs and they're like, whoa, like this is what it's all about.
Yeah. I tell you something then.
What?
I started recording this conversation because
Have you actually been recording this?
like 20 seconds into the conversation. Yeah,
Oh,
dude, we're at 9.5 minutes. Cause honestly, like I want to capture these like human moments, like genuine
Right.
like conversation,
I
and
feel
like
taken aback there. I feel like I've been cheated.
no, but like alright, you just have to put some kind of like hockey footage or whatever
Yeah.
behind it. But like this is the type of stuff I want to make where you like capture
Like genuine real
human,
moments.
yeah, real human moments, and like of telling the story of like hockey communities or people.
Yes. Like
You
what
know?
it means to people.
I don't know how to just stand in front of a video and like
Say
convey that
Yeah.
genuineness. Like so I don't know. I'm just trying to be proactive about trying to capture that lightning in a bottle in an authentic way when I recognize that it's happening. I don't know.
Fair enough.
That's enough. That's
Very
good. 10, 11 minutes. Perfect.
Jeez.
Me and Jack signing off before half term. Anything you want to say?
Nothing more.
Nothing more. All right.